Hey everyone, so today we're going to be cooking up a meal fit for a king. So we're having a soul food dinner and we're gonna have some fried chicken, some mac and cheese, cornbread, and sweet pea. So if you want to know how I made this beautiful dish, then keep watching this video. So in a bowl, I have my clean chicken legs and some chicken wings, and I'm going to crack in 2 eggs. So I'm going to start off by cracking my eggs into the bowl, and then I'm going to add a half a cup of buttermilk. So after the buttermilk, I'm just going to add in my spices. So for spices I have, for my seasoning, excuse me, it's the same thing, but for my seasonings I have cayenne pepper. So guys, I just eyeball, so put in whatever makes you comfortable, whatever you think you would like, that's how much you put in. So I'm adding in my cayenne pepper, I'm adding in some paprika, and then I'm going to put in some lemon pepper seasoning. So everything, I would say put about a teaspoon and a half of it inside of the bowl. So I'm adding in lemon pepper, I am adding in chili powder, and then I'm going to add in some garlic powder, and then I'm going to add in some complete seasoning after the garlic powder. And that's adobo seasoning. I don't know, it's not the original one, it's like the spiced one. So I'm adding in some adobo seasoning, and then I'm going to add in some dry herbs, which is some basil, some dried parsley flakes, and after putting in the parsley flakes, I'm just going to add in some black pepper. And to the bowl. So we want to make sure that we add in some herbs. It just gives it a nice, fresh taste. And then make sure your hands are clean, because I feel like there's no better way to mix it up than by using your hands. So just get everything in there, use your hands, and just go for it. So I'm just going to cover that up, and I'm going to set it aside, and then I'll wash my hands and start with my mac and cheese. Okay, so we have 3 different types of cheeses. I have onion and garlic, and then I have dill and parsley. Yes, chopped up with the greens. So the 3 cheeses are Parmesan cheese, cheddar cheese, mozzarella cheese. So in this bowl, I'm just adding in some onion and garlic that's mixed together. So I'm putting in some onion and garlic, and then I added some butter in the pot. So I'm just letting that simmer and saute in my pan, and then I am going to add in 2 tablespoons of flour. So now I'm adding in my Parmesan and Romano cheese. That's actually a mixture. So it's Parmesan and Romano, and then I'm adding in my mozzarella cheese. Okay, let's back up. I added whipped cream and milk. So in the pot I have, let's say, about a cup of whipped cream and a cup of milk, or a cup and a half of each. And then I'm adding in my cheddar cheese. So I just let it simmer, and that's what it looks like once it thickens up. So you just let it simmer for about like 8 minutes for the cheese to melt and everything to thicken up. And then I'm adding in my parsley and dill. So that's fresh parsley and fresh dill that I'm adding into my pot. And then I'm just going to mix everything together. And then I'm going to add about a pinch of salt. I'm going to add in some complete seasoning. Let's say about a teaspoon of complete seasoning. Some dried basil. Some garlic powder. Some paprika, and let me just say I also added in some hot sauce. It's not in the video, but I added in some sriracha sauce. And then I'm just going to mix everything together, and then we'll move on to putting everything together. I already boiled my pasta, by the way, too. Okay, so in a bowl I have my elbow pasta, like about a pound of elbow pasta, and I'm just going to add in my sauce to it. So I did it in like 2 doses. So I add in half of it and then I start stirring it around. So I'm just mixing it around throughout the bowl. And it's looking really good at this point already. So we want to make sure that our pasta is really saucy and, you know, as you can see in the video. And then I'm going to add in the second half of my cheese sauce. So I'm just going to incorporate everything, and guys, like, it just sounded amazing, it looks amazing, and you'll just absolutely love it. Look at how cheesy it is and creamy. Okay, so once everything is mixed thoroughly, I'm going to add some cheddar cheese and my Parmesan and Romano cheese at the top, and then I'm also going to add some, I think it's garlic and herb breadcrumbs to it, just to make it, you know, even crispier and just give it, you know, some flavor with the herbs and the garlic. So I'm adding that to the top, and then I'm just going to pop it in the oven on about like 500 degrees because we want the cheese to melt. And then moving on to the chicken, all the seasoning I put into on the chicken, I put it in the flour, and I also added some cornstarch in the flour just to make it crispy, and some thyme, fresh thyme, and fresh dill. So that's what's in my flour. And then I'm just going to set it aside and put it on the iron rack just so that, to let it rest for 5 minutes before I put it into the hot oil. So make sure your oil is really hot, and that's what my chicken is going to look like. And in the end, I made some cornbread. If you want the recipe, I'll make a video on it. And that's what my mac and cheese looks like. And then that's my fried chicken. So we have our cornbread, our mac and cheese, our fried chicken, and then I also steamed some peas with some butter and some salt and pepper. And then this is what it looks like, guys. I hope you try it and enjoy the meal, guys. Please like and subscribe.